Welcome back to More Ignorance in Basketball. Now, Death Valley, let me just address these quote unquote Clipper fans because every single time I've made a video involving the Clippers, they like to come in, write their stupid fucking comments being annoying, okay? First off, bitch, is it our responsibility that your best player is a goddamn prima donna who wants to play fucking 10% of the season, needs to control when the team practices? I need Paul George so he can fucking shoot the ball off the backboard in game 7. Was that us that did that? Or was that your team? I'm pretty fucking sure that was your team. So maybe, just maybe, you should focus more on going to the games and actually rooting for your shitty little organization so they're not the laughing stock of the NBA like they have been for 50 years. Because here's the thing, I'm actually from LA. And I remember when Chris Paul and Blake Griffin were on fucking cable TV begging for you guys to come to the games and cheer for them because the Warrior fans were outshining you and obviously the Laker fans were outshining you. So maybe your effort is just in the wrong place. Put the keyboard down and go outside. But that's enough about you because you guys took that sweet L tonight. And let's talk about what our team did well. Now, it just feels wrong to wait to mention Cameron Payne's play. Now, I know he didn't shoot that well, but I loved the aggression that I saw from Cameron Payne, offensively and defensively. This is the type of shit that I want to see. I want to see him aggressive. I really think he can score. I think he's like a really underrated scorer. His passing is good, obviously. He can play make and all that stuff. He can run the offense when Chris Paul's not. But I love when he's fucking shooting step back threes, when he's trying to take people off the dribble, when he's really making plays aggressively. He had that. It wasn't a steal, but when he poked the ball out of Paul George's hands and basically caused a turnover, like those are the type of plays I fucking love. And I haven't looked at the team stats yet, but I'm looking at the individual numbers, and a lot of guys did not shoot well today. And that makes me really happy. Like Booker was 1 of 6 from 3 today. That could have easily been a loss. And I know Chris Paul balled out, obviously, but he really didn't start shooting that much until late. And it was guys like Kaminsky with 13 points in the first half. Booker did have 12 in the first half. He really tapered off in the second. But Bridges played really well first half. Kaminsky, like I said, and Cameron Payne. Those 3 guys were huge tonight. And I love that because it doesn't just say like, oh, Booker had to drop 50 and Chris Paul had to drop 50 for them to win this game. Like that, if that was the case, if Booker and Chris Paul were just carrying them to wins against good teams, that would scare me. Now, I know you guys didn't have Kawhi, Clipper fans, but you're still the number 1 offense in the league. You still have a billion fucking three-point shooters. Like, Morris is shooting 48% from 3. Who the fuck saw that coming? Fucking Travis Scott is shooting 42% from 3. Who the fuck saw that coming? I remember when this guy couldn't fucking hit the side of a barn like last year. What? What are they all taking Adderall? Why is everybody such a good 3-point shooter all of a sudden? It's weird, but I'm on to you, Steve Ballmer. I think you're doing some weird shit, but it is what it is because you're still gonna fucking lose. It's all good. But yeah, this was a great win. Obviously, it was a must win. Clippers were a game behind the Suns. We're running out of games here. What is there, like 10? It depends on the team, but there's about 10 games left of the season. Seeding is crazy. So this was a must win, and I'm really, really glad they pulled it out. It got close a couple times. You know, they had that 14-point lead, got down to 4, then they got down to 3, then they got down to 1. I was like, oh shit, here we go. So actually, that's another thing, Clipper fans. You were down by 1 in the fourth, right? And you fucked that up. So don't come over here with your bullshit. Blame your own fucking team. Look at Paul George with his stupid fucking braids, and why don't you tweet his ass? See what he says. But let's get into the game stats because I have not looked at them yet. I have no idea. So, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. So, the Suns shot 47% from the field. Not amazing. Shot 35% from three. That sounds about right, yeah. And only 77% from free throw, which is pretty bad. I remember Booker missed a couple. Ayton missed one. I mean, they were only 10 of 13. Getting up there 13 times is not good enough. But actually, shit, they held the Clippers to only getting there 9 times, which is really, really impressive. So shout out to the Suns for that. They out-rebounded the Clippers by 9, which is really great. Ayton did not have a great offensive game, but I did notice he was really aggressive on the boards, especially late. That killed you guys. I don't know why the hell they took out their center and put in Morris. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? They they went small, then they went big and it was working, and then they went small again to finish the game. I'm like, are you trying to blow this? Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? It's like they just threw the game away. Your coach sucks. Get a new one. The Suns had 23 assists, kind of low for them. 4 blocks, 9 steals. They only had 10 turnovers, which is really good. 40 points in the paint. They got outscored in the paint by 8 by the Clippers. And 11 fouls. Now, Clippers shot 51% from the field, 38% from 3, and 78% from the free throw line. Like I said, they got out-rebounded. Clippers had 24 assists, 8 steals, 14 turnovers, and we already talked about the points in the paint. Now, let's go over the individual stats because that's what I really liked, because a lot of guys struggled today. Like Booker, 9 of 19, not bad, but 1 of 6 from 3 is not the best. Finished with 21 points, 3 assists, and 6 boards, and he only had 7 points in the second half. It's not like he was amazing, you know. Sarge still isn't playing. Moore obviously still isn't playing. Bing, get it together. Get the fucking people who didn't play and put them at the bottom, okay? This is ridiculous. Chris Paul is next on the list. Let's just talk about it now. Actually, you know what? We'll save him. We'll save him for last. It's the least I could do. Torrey Craig played 30 minutes. He got another start today. He was 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, 10 points, 1 assist, 6 boards. Now, I feel like his defensive intensity to start wasn't the best. I think he might still be getting used to the starts. I noticed with his 2 starts, he just looked a little out of sync. But I wouldn't say he had a bad game. I mean, he shot 50% from 3 today. Only took 4 shots. You know, he's not a high volume shooter, but I would say he definitely looked a lot more comfortable late, and he looked good today. So I'm not mad at that. And it's not like, I don't think any of us are expecting Torrey Craig to be starting in the playoffs anyway. So I think he's just kind of filling in until our boy Crowder gets healthy again. Cameron Payne, again, we got to talk about this man. It's crazy how big of a fucking 180 my opinion is. It's like, I remember first preseason game, he was terrible. And I was like, look, I don't know, but from what I saw, this motherfucker is terrible. Get rid of him. Javon Carter, take all of his minutes. I don't want to see him on the court again. Literally the next game, he balled out. He's been off and on a little bit throughout the season. He's had some cold streaks, but for the most part, I think he's been great. I'm fully confident in Cameron Payne getting some playoff minutes, and I'm not mad at it. I think he's been just what this team needs. When he comes in, he picks up the pace, he plays full court. I love when he's aggressive and he's shooting those threes. He's shooting 42% from 3. Like, he has been great all year. It wasn't a steal, but when he knocked the ball out of Paul George's hands late and he ended up having to fucking shoot a half-court shot, which he almost made with his stupid ass. Thank God he didn't. But, that's the type of shit that I love to see. He just gritty plays. He's not afraid of the big moments. He showed up in this game. He showed up in the Nets game. And it's not even like the shots that he's making. He did start off hot. He finished with 6 of 14. But the fact that he even took 14 shots in 22 minutes is impressive to me. It tells me he's not scared, which is good, because I'm fully confident he has the talent. It's all mental. So as long as he's confident enough to take the shots, I feel good about him. No matter what series it is. If it's the fucking finals, I feel good about it. Javon Carter, Only played 7 minutes. He had 2 points and 1 assist. 1 of 3. Ayton, rough night for Ayton today. Definitely a rough night. Wow, he only had 11 boards. I feel like it was more. Maybe, I feel like a hunch tells me a lot of them were offensive. I think that's why it felt like he got so many. But yeah, he had a rough night. And that's not something you see often. Like, when's the last time we saw Ayton 2 for 8 from the field? This guy's always like at least 50%. So that's another reason why I was excited about this game. Because, like I said, not everybody played well. And they still got that sweet, sweet victory. But yeah, like I said, 2 of 8 from the field, 11 boards, 2 assists, and only 5 points. He was just missing layup after layup after layup today. It was crazy to watch. And I don't think Zubats is some like amazing defender, you know. I've seen him have better games against fucking Joel Embiid, so I think we'll be all right. Cameron Johnson, another guy who struggled. 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3. I remember he just had like that one dunk. It's games like this where I'm like, Aaron Gordon. But, you know, I'm a prisoner of the moment. I definitely think keeping Cam long-term, or maybe not even that long-term, it could be just like next year, is definitely the right move. He has a lot of potential. But Cam Johnson finished with 2 points, 1 assist, and 6 boards. I mean, at least he got 6 rebounds. That tells me he's still trying, which is a beautiful thing. Now, Kaminsky, we got to give this man his fucking credit. 15 minutes, 13 points, 2 boards. He hit a 3, 1 of 2 from 3, and 6 of 8 from the field. Like, I think all his points were in the first half. Yeah, they were, because he was a leading scorer at the half with 13. Like, who the hell saw that coming, you know? That is muy bien, and that just makes me feel better about the playoffs. Like, I love that I don't like calling them role players, but I don't know what the fuck else to call them. That the role players were kind of like the stars of this game. I know Chris Paul balled the fuck out, and we'll talk about that later, obviously, but like Bridges, Kaminsky, Cameron Payne, like those are the guys that really held it down until Chris Paul kind of finished the game off. So I'm happy about this game. Like I said, it was obviously a must-win. And as a team, they played well. Not everybody shot well. There were a couple defensive lapses, especially early. Like, this team does not play defense in the first quarter at all. Like, if they went to the fucking park and just played against old men, those old men would score 30 points in the first quarter. I don't know why. I guess they just, you know, they like to save the hardcore defense for later. But I mean, I can understand that. But I think in the playoffs, you just want to make the fewest mistakes possible. So give yourself the best chance. But let's talk about, oh, wait, so sorry. Before we get to Chris Paul, we got to talk about Bridges because he balled out too. Bridges played 40 minutes, which is a little high. 4 for 8 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 13 points, 7 boards, 1 assist. I feel like this is like a typical Bridges game, almost at his average. I think he averages like 1 or 2 more points, about 40% from 3, 50% from the field, 40 minutes, decent defense, especially late. His defense was really good. Help defense was good. I think he had a couple blocks or a block in there. Like, as you guys know who watch the videos, I almost never have anything negative to say about Bridges. He's just like that glue guy that's always there. Sometimes he has bad shooting days, but so does literally everybody in the fucking NBA. He's never missed a career game. He's just sturdy. You know, he's just what you need for his position. He is like the perfect role player. Still disrespectful. Doesn't feel right to say, if I'm being honest. But like, what more could you ask for a player like that? That's why people are like, oh, this team is young. I don't think they'll be able to do it in the playoffs. It's like, I don't know, man. I think they're really looking at it wrong. Because a player like Bridges, he doesn't play like a young player. The only one that does is Cam Johnson. And I don't think he's going to be that huge of a factor, like I've said. So let's get into Chris Paul, because this man has just been on a fucking tear these past couple games, okay? It's getting ridiculous. Now, 10 of 15 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 3 boards, 10 assists, 28 points in 32 minutes. It's like he's just been fucking killing it, okay? He was just in total control of that game late. Total control. He knew what the fuck to do. His passes were great. Obviously, he was scoring, hitting big shots when they needed it. I was like, what more could you ask for? This is what I expect to see in the playoffs. This was like playoff Chris Paul. No matter the series, if you're playing against whoever the fuck, Chris Paul will have 2 games like this a series at least. He'll also maybe have 1 game where he's like fucking scores 13 points and has like 7 turnovers. That might happen. Might happen once every 2 or 3 series. But we're going to get a lot more games like this than the other shit. So I was excited, man. I always love when Chris Paul's aggressive. Like I said, I don't know, a couple videos back, he's usually the number 1 or 2 best scorer on the team, and it's frustrating when this motherfucker just refuses to shoot the ball. So it's good to see that he is being aggressive against the good teams when he needs to be, you know? But I don't know. You guys let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if I missed anything. This was a great game. It was really fun to watch. Clipper fans, you're still the worst fans in my opinion. And I'll be making a video about you guys specifically. So leave your comments and I'll address them soon. But that's it. It's fucking late as shit over here. I tried to keep the energy up, but I'm going to be honest, I'm tired as a bitch. But not a lot of games left in the season. A couple left. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.